Hey guys, it's Chris from Smithy Fitness. Welcome back. Good to see you. Well, look at this. It's April 24th today, 2025. It's almost exactly 7 years since I started this channel. And as you know, probably, this channel was birthed around the farmer's carry. And specifically, I started the 90-day farmer's carry challenge around the end of April in 2018. So 7 years. And, you know, when it gets to this time of year, it's not springtime, it's not summer, it's not fall season, it's farmer's carry season. And that is a beautiful thing, full of joy, excitement, and exuberance. Spring is finally here. The sun is out. This is our first nice day. I'm almost certain it's our first warm enough day to go just with a t-shirt. And you know, it's not been the easiest winter for us, and probably for you too. So it is a blessing to be out here, and as always, barefoot. And as the summer progresses, I'll get shirtless to really get as much benefit from being outside as possible. It's a great thing. And you know, the Farmer's Carry Challenge has evolved to not just being about the farmer's carry, which of course is awesome and has so many benefits, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But also, I'm just going to pick it up with the other hand as I'm doing the suitcase so I can carry the camera. But it's also about doing push-ups, pull-ups, maybe some sprints. Maybe you're like me and you bring the soccer ball and you run around chasing that soccer ball like a little kid. It's a rebirth of your adolescence. Air squats or goblet squats, and I'll show some of those in a little bit. And just getting a tan and getting the fresh air in your lungs. It's a beautiful thing. There's so many great things. You can bring a medicine ball out here. As you know, I bring my dumbbells and work some curls later in the season, my rings, and you just sling them along the crossbar of the soccer goal. Unfortunately, that's where the soccer goal should be, behind me. And they haven't put it up yet. So they take it down for the winter, and it's not up, so no pull-ups for me on this field today. But I'm gonna have a good workout, starting light, of course. So I've just got the 16 kilo and my 20 kilo bell out today. When I'm not talking to you, I'll carry both. But when I'm talking to you, I'll just carry the 16 or the 20. I'll swap it around. I'm not used to them, and neither would you be likely. So start with something light. But the goal, of course, is to lose a little bit of fat that we've put on during the winter season, and also to increase our strength. Always want to increase the strength. Strength is king. Forget about this marathon running and slow, long jogs. That is some bullshit, guys. We want to be strong and muscular and have the body of a weightlifter or someone who lifts weights. And but also, let's lose that fat to get some leanness in us, and we can still look good over 50, 100%. Feels great. Okay, I'm gonna put this down, do some push-ups and stuff. Okay, so let's get a target of, by the middle of the summer, doing sets of 50 push-ups. If we're doing fewer sets and higher reps. Now, even in the middle of the summer, we might have a day where we do 10 sets of 30, but there'll also be days when you do maybe 4 sets, a set of 30, a set of 40, a set of 50, a set of 60, that sort of thing. But it's April, so we're starting with less. I've been doing them all winter long. I'll do, I don't know, 25 right now, and I'll speed it up. So I really like the idea of doing some air squats while you're out here. Now, I'm on the side of a hill right now, so my heels are higher my toes by, maybe this much. And it makes the squat much easier to get to the bottom. Okay, if you're on flat ground, you might struggle, just to get here or something. So if you can find a little bit of a slope, it helps quite a bit. You're getting the full stretch, but you're just raising your heels a tiny bit. So those are the air squats. You could do, 4 sets at 10 or something at the beginning of the season. And then as you get better, you can do a goblet squat. And the goblet squat is simply, you get a kettlebell, hold it close to the chest, and then straight down and straight up like so. Not that easy, but we can do, sets of 8. Again, this is a 16 kilo bell. Legs are, crazy important. It's the strongest, the biggest muscles in the body. So it's really important to do a squat. Walking's not enough. You need to get down and push up with the legs from the very bottom, or from as low as you can go. Go however low that is, you go there. And I guarantee you over time, you're gonna be able to get a little bit lower and a little bit lower. You can search stretches on YouTube and you'll find something. But let's make sure we work the legs every time we're out. Okay, so let's talk about the actual benefits of the farmer's carry itself. And those, encompass most of the body. But we'll start with the grip. When you're carrying, not so much with the 16 kilo bell, but over the course of time, over the next month or 2 or 3, I'm going to be carrying much heavier, and I'll get to 28 kilos and 32, and then 32 and 36, and then 36 and 40, and maybe even the 44. I have a 44 bell, and I've only used it like twice. Maybe I'll get it out this year and play with it. But, you can imagine how hard the grip works when you're carrying something that heavy, and especially as we're doing it for some distance, which we are. So the grip is working hard. There's a correlation of strong grip and long life, and I believe it. So it's not just for doing an arm wrestle or something. It's for our longevity and for our overall general health. Now, on top of that, the traps. So when I did the 90-day carry and I did all the measurements of my muscles, a few things came clear, and I had growth of my neck. My neck grew about a ½ inch over that 90 days, which is quite something. So the neck and the traps are working hard. Your core, the core is just smoking, especially when you do, you've got uneven weights between the 2 arms, and I always carry uneven. The 16 and 20, the 20 and the 24, I don't even have a pair. I'm always carrying uneven. And then when you do a suitcase like I am now, it's even more challenging to stay upright and with good posture. It's really working your obliques. So the core is working like crazy. Your legs, despite what I just said about squatting, your legs are working, especially as you're carrying heavier and heavier and heavier load. They are getting some work, but again, I want to see the full squat as well. Forearms. Now my forearms grew remarkably during that 90-day carry. It was like ½ an inch or 3/4 of an inch, which is significant when you consider, your forearms are only, 10 inches or whatever they are. On top of all that, heavy farmer's carries especially will build up your tricep and your bicep just by that straight arm strength. Now, if you search it, you'll see that, those guys that can deadlift, 600, 700, 800 pounds, 900 pounds, their upper arms are huge. Well, trust me, they're not in front of a mirror doing curls, okay? All those guys are doing is squatting, benching, and deadlifting. So those big arms come from that pull of the heavy dead. And when you're carrying say a 28 and a 32 kilo bell, and you're carrying it for 150 yards before you put it down, I'm telling you, your triceps and your biceps are going to benefit, and they are going to grow. So make sure that you get to that point where you're carrying heavy and reap the benefits of the entire body showing greater strength and muscularity and more dense muscles. So the farmer's carry works at all. Now, on top of all that, of course, you're out here. Hopefully you're on the field for at least half an hour barefoot, and maybe an hour. That's kind of what I aim for, is an hour, and it might stretch to 115 because I'm having a good time, especially when I'm kicking the ball and running after it. Really feels great, and we want to soak in all the sun we can. So you're burning a lot of fat. So the carry is building muscle, but you're also burning fat at the same time. And it's, that's the magic potion. Can you add muscle and lose fat at the same time? That's a real trick. And I'm telling you, it's not easy. You got to have your nutrition dialed in as well, and that's a whole other video. But, just be sure to know that you're doing both parts for yourself. And, there's really nothing can beat it, but you've got to carry heavy enough. Okay, so the goal is to, the first 2 or 3 weeks you're at a certain weight, and then the next 2 or 3 weeks you've upped it 10% or whatever, and that keeps going so that by the middle of summer, late summer, you're carrying something that's damned heavy. But for you, it won't be that bad because you've built up to it, and your muscles are going to show that work. Okay, you're going to have proof of work, as we say in the Bitcoin community. You'll have proof of work that you've been doing it, and that your muscles are toned, bigger, you're stronger, you're leaner, and you're just more awesome all around. Isn't that beautiful? I hope I'm not selling you too much, but get out here, enjoy it. Let me know how you're doing in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.